All right, if you've spent any time learning French, you know this feeling. These tiny little words, le, du, de, that can somehow make a perfectly good sentence just sound wrong. It's one of the most common puzzles in French, and today we're going to solve it once and for all. So let's just dive right in with the classic example. J'aime le chocolat and je mange du chocolat. I love chocolate, I'm eating chocolate. One uses le, the other uses do. Now, why is that? It might seem totally random, but there's actually a really simple logic behind it. And by the end of this, you are going to see it perfectly. So what's really going on here? And more importantly, how do you nail this every single time? Well, the key isn't to just memorize a bunch of phrases. It's about finding a simple framework, a way of thinking that helps you choose the right word every time. And that's exactly what we're going to build right now. Okay, so the very first key to cracking this whole thing, it actually boils down to one little English word, some. This is our gateway to understanding something in French called partitive articles. So what are these partitive articles anyway? Just think of them as your some articles. You use them whenever you're talking about a part of something, an unspecified amount of a bigger thing. You're not drinking all the coffee on the planet, right? You're just having some coffee. That's the big idea. And, because it's French, of course, there are a few different versions that have to agree with the noun. So we've got du for masculine words, de la for feminine, de la when the noun starts with a vowel, and de for plurals. It's a quick little detail, but it's super important to get right. This is just the perfect way to see it. Je bois du café. I'm not claiming to drink all the coffee in existence. It just means I'm having some of it. A cup, maybe a mug, who knows? It's an unspecified amount. You're taking a part from a bigger whole, and that is exactly when you reach for that partitive article. Okay, so that rule of some seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? But what happens when we make the sentence negative? This is where French throws in a simple but absolutely crucial twist. Let's actually watch this happen. We start with a positive sentence. Je mange des fruits. I eat some fruit. We're using the partitive des because we're talking about some fruit. Perfect. But now, just watch what happens when we introduce ne pas to say we don't eat it. That des is about to change. And boom, there it is. Je ne mange pas de fruits. The des just transforms into des. And you might be asking why. Well, think about it. In a negative sentence, the whole idea of some just vanishes. You're not eating any quantity, so the article simplifies right down to de. Now, this isn't some weird one-off thing. It's a rock-solid rule. After you use a negation like ne, pas, that whole family of partitive articles, du, de la, de, they all get streamlined into one simple form, de. All right, we've got the some rule and we've got the negation rule. You might be thinking, okay, I've got this, but hold on. Now we get to the main event, a special group of verbs that love to break the rules we just learned. This is the final piece we need to solve that chocolate puzzle from the very beginning. So let me introduce you to the rule breakers. We call them the verbs of preference. Basically, any verb you use to talk about your general feelings about something, your likes and dislikes. Verbs like aimer, adorer, préférer, and détester. These guys play by their own rules. And here's the why behind it, which is the most important part. When you use these verbs, when you say you love something or hate it, you're not talking about eating or drinking some of it. You're talking about the idea of it, the whole concept. It's an abstract feeling, not a physical amount. Okay, this table right here, this is where it all clicks into place. Look at the top row, with a normal verb like manger, to eat. It follows our rules perfectly. Do becomes des in the negative. But now look at the bottom row. With a preference verb like aimer, to love, the article lay stays lay. It doesn't budge, it's totally immune to that negation switch. So here's the rule you just need to burn into your brain. If you are using one of those preference verbs, you don't use do or de la at all. You always use the definite articles, le, la, le, and you stick with them, whether the sentence is positive or negative. It's that simple. Okay, we have all the pieces of the puzzle now. We've got the some rule, the negation switch, and the big preference verb exception. So now let's put it all together and see how these rules work together in a real sentence. Check out the sentence. This is the kind of thing you'd actually hear someone say, and it uses everything we've just talked about. It says, I love coffee. I drink some coffee every morning, but I don't drink coffee in the evening. See that? We've got le, do, and des all in one go. Let's just walk through it. First up, j'aime le café. That's a preference verb, aimer, so we're talking about the idea of coffee. That gets a la. Then we have je bois du café. Boire is a normal verb of action, so we're having some coffee. That gets a du. And to finish it off, je ne bois pas de café. Same normal verb, but now it's negative, so du switches to de. It all just works. So look, if you walk away with just one thing, let it be this simple breakdown. Le, la, les, that's for the big picture, the idea of something, your general feelings about it. Du, de, la, de, that's for when you're talking about an actual physical amount, some of it. And that leaves us with the one single question you need to ask yourself from now on whenever you're not sure. Before you speak or write, just pause for a second and ask this. Am I talking about some of this thing or the idea of this thing? Your answer to that simple question will give you the right article every single time.